Before we get going, I would like to acknowledge two of our sponsors this evening, Horace Height of the Horace Height Estates, a residential community located in Sherman Oaks, the place you come home to, and Gaspar Insurance for all of your insurance needs with offices right here in Woodland Hills Warner Center. If we can have a bit of applause for those two folks. They're making it possible for us to videotape and bring this to the rest of the community. So now I'd like each one of you to take 30 seconds, if you would please, and give us the best pitch that you have for those people who are here this evening who may be undecided. So let's start at the far end of the table. Ray, why don't you tell us, why should people vote for you in 30 seconds?
Well, in 30 seconds, that's a tough thing because there's a lot of reasons. But I can tell you, first of all, I have two boys, and I tell my sons the important things are truth, knowledge, and love. And then you keep your word. As a person, you always stand by your word. And when you're looking for someone to represent you, you want to know that they represent you and not some special interest. And the first thing you can know about me is that I will stand for you and I will represent you. And when you decide on somebody, don't just believe that all the issues are exactly what a person's going to do, but look in their heart and look at their character to see what they've stood for during their whole lives with the experiences that they've had and how they can best serve our needs in our community.
Thank you very much. Jeff?
I could tell you about me, but I'm not. I'm just going to read a quote that my dad has taught me and talked to me about. And if a task is once begun, never leave it until it is done. If a task, great or small, do it well or not at all. Thank you.
Thank you. Boy, that was good. All right, Daniel.
My campaign slogan is "We can work together," because I believe that no matter what your political viewpoint is, we could work together to solve the problems. I'm not a fatalist. I believe that if we could take charge, if we only believe in the power of ourselves. And I've been working together in the West Hills Neighborhood Council with people of all political persuasions. I inherited a dysfunctional board, and it's become very functional and people working together for the community. And that's what I intend to do in Sacramento.
Thank you. Justin.
As I mentioned earlier, for a vast majority of time, the very body responsible for helping the citizens of this state, our state legislature, has been involved in making a lot of matters worse or straight up ignoring our toughest problems altogether. I'm not here to run on one or two specific issues. I'm here to solve problems and come up with effective long-term solutions to everything, because we can't afford to ignore anything, and we can't afford to have elected officials give you hollow words or be bought by special interest groups or serve party interests.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Jesse, I'm sorry. Jesse.
So when this seat opened up and people first started coming to me and encouraging me to throw my hat in the ring, I was initially extremely resistant because we have two really young kids and it just seemed like a crazy decision. And I got a few more phone calls, and I went and sat with Zev Yaroslavsky, who's a mentor of mine, and he said, you got to do this. He said, it's a really important moment of time, and it's an important moment for new people to be involved in the process. And so I think that's right. I think we need some new blood up in Sacramento. I think we need people with ideas. And if this community places its trust in me, and I'm honored to have that trust, I promise that I'll work really hard. I promise that I'll be open and transparent. I promise that I'll listen. I promise that I'll show up, and I promise I'll fight really hard for this valley.
Thank you.
I'd be really honored to have your vote.
Thank you. Tricia.
So as I've said, I'm a Valley girl. I've lived here the vast majority of my life, and I'm pretty sure I will die here. And so this is not a flash in the pan for me. I have a public servant's heart, and that's how I, came to public service. I have learned how to make policy, how to work with others to collaboratively form policy that is good and that works for most. And that's what I would like to do for you on the state level. And last and not least, we have 26 out of 120 legislators at the state level who are female. Yet we are 51% of the population. And I am a woman of color. If we really believe in diversifying our legislature, I'm your girl.
Thank you. And Ankur Patel.
Not girl, woman, not girl.
campaigns are about more than an individual candidate, right? Campaigns are an opportunity to raise political dialogue and public consciousness. Our campaign has tapped into progressive energy. We've talked about single-payer universal health care, and we've gotten the endorsement of the California Nurses Association. We've talked about 100% renewable energy and prioritizing clean air, clean water, and clean energy over the profits of fossil fuel and oil companies. And that's why we've gotten the endorsement of Food and Water Watch Action, an environmental organization that's defended this community. We've tapped into progressive energy across the board. And if you think we need new progressive ideas in the State Assembly, our campaign is the one to represent you.
Thank you very much. So you've heard the candidates this evening. Some of you gave me questions that may not have been asked. I apologize for that, but I think we've had a pretty good vetting of the individuals up here. I'd like you now to consider your vote, and if you will, join with me in thanking these folks for being here tonight and participating. While we're at it, I would like to thank the West Valley Warner Center Chamber of Commerce for making this wonderful place available to us. Now that you know it's here,
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you.
now that you know it's here, now you have to join the chamber if you want to use it.
At the West Valley Democratic Club.
And again, I want to thank all of you for being here tonight. This is a wonderful turnout this evening. Just remember, this election is April 3rd. Not the 4th, it's April 3rd. Please make sure you get out and vote. We want to thank you very much, and I thank you again for being here this evening.